Do you guys know what the United Nations is? Guys, let me tell you the story of the United Nations. Over 60 years ago, towards the end of the Second World War, three wise men met in the city of Yalta, on the coast of the Black Sea in Europe. Those three men were US President Franklin Delano Roosevelt. You know him as FDR. British Prime Minister Sir Winston Churchill, rarely photographed without a cigar in his mouth. And Joseph Stalin, leader of the old Soviet Union, which at the time was in control of most of Eastern Europe. Each of them had a different plan in mind, but they also shared a common goal: to ensure peace and stability in the world. In Yalta, the three men drew plans for the creation of the United Nations, which officially came into existence 8 months after their meeting in Yalta. On October 24, 1945, representatives of 50 countries met in San Francisco and agreed to the creation of the new organization. The United Nations we know today has a total of 192 member countries, and the number may even grow bigger if more countries are going to join. But what are the goals of the United Nations? Why was it created? First and foremost, to keep peace throughout the world, but also to work together to help people in need and eliminate poverty and hunger, and to protect human rights and foster freedoms. The United Nations is an international body. It is not a country, rather a venue where countries can meet and problems can be discussed. The United Nations is headquartered in New York City, with principal offices in Geneva, Vienna, and Nairobi, and other offices around the world. The UN is composed by 6 principal organs. 3 of them are very well known: the General Assembly, the Security Council, and the Secretariat. The other 3 are not so well known: the Economic and Social Council, also known as ECOSOC, the Trusteeship Council, and the International Court of Justice, which is based in The Hague. The General Assembly is some sort of world parliament where every member country has 1 seat and 1 vote. Big countries like the United States, as well as small island countries like Fiji and St. Lucia, all of them, they have 1 seat and 1 vote. Ambassadors from all around the world meet in the General Assembly hall throughout the year, and every September, presidents and prime ministers of all member states travel to New York City to open a new session of the General Assembly and set the agenda of work for the following months. While the General Assembly is a large body with 192 seats, the Security Council is a much smaller entity. It is the executive body of the United Nations, and its decisions are binding for all member states. It is composed by only 15 members. 5 are permanent, and they are China, France, Russia, the United Kingdom, and the United States. And the other 10 are non-permanent. They are elected every year by the General Assembly and have a seat for only 2 years. And finally, we have the Secretariat, which is the administrative body of the United Nations and is headed by a Secretary General, the Commander-in-Chief of the United Nations. In December 2006, the United Nations elected Ban Ki-moon of South Korea as the 8th Secretary General.
The Secretary General is a symbol of the United Nations ideals, and is the face of the United Nations in the world. He is at the same time a super manager and a diplomat. As such, he has to remain impartial and independent in order to protect the interests of the peoples of the world.
Do you know who was Secretary General before Ban Ki-moon? Well, the first Commander-in-Chief of the United Nations was Trygve Lie of Norway. It was followed by Dag Hammarskjöld from Sweden, then U Thant from Myanmar, and Kurt Waldheim from Austria, Javier Pérez de Cuellar from Peru, Boutros Ghali from Egypt, and finally Kofi Annan from Ghana.
The main duties of the Secretary General are related to the day-to-day work of the United Nations. The Secretary General often meets with presidents and prime ministers and celebrities and makes sure each member country pays its share of the UN budget. The money each country pays is used to run the UN and finance its activities around the world.